What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, SnowBikeMike, back with your daily gaming hype reports. Today is Friday, November 1st, 2019, and here are the top gaming headlines that you need to know about. Remember, if you like any of the stories that I bring to you today, please go to the articles directly and support those incredible games journalists around the globe. Story links can be found in the show description below, so let's get into it. Here are the top 3 stories that you need to know about. Story number 1. Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters are now next-generation PS5 and Xbox Scarlett games. This story from IGN.com by Matt Purslow. The story reads, Ubisoft has confirmed that Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters will all be released as cross-generation games, meaning they will be on PS4 and PS5 and Xbox One and Xbox Scarlett. The news was announced by CEO Yves Guillemot in a Q&A session held after Ubisoft's earnings for the first half of the 2020 financial year were revealed. Not only will the games, which were recently delayed from early 2020 slots, be available on PS5 and Xbox Scarlett, but they will also take advantage of the new features and hardware offered by the machines. Guillemot also mentioned that in addition to Watch Dogs, Rainbow Six, and Gods and Monsters, there will be a further 2 AAA games released in the same fiscal year. These games have yet to be announced. Quote, the 5 titles will be on this generation and next generation of consoles, and they will take full advantage of all the new features that are coming with the machines, which are actually going to be extremely interesting for players, as you'll be able to download new content a lot faster, end quote, said Guillemot. All right, everybody out there, we have some more news coming in from Ubisoft. We now know their big 3, Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and Gods and Monsters will be pushed back to 2020. We now also know that they will be cross-generation, meaning they'll be releasing on the PS5 and Xbox Scarlett once we transition from the old to the new console generation coming up very soon. And some exciting news, not only will Ubisoft have those 3 titles, but the other 2 unconfirmed and unannounced AAA titles will be going cross-generation as well. A big move coming in from Ubisoft, as we now know we're at the end of this console generation. They want to get those sales. They want to make their players happy, but at the same time, they know that this next generation is right around the corner, and they would love to capitalize on some more sales, ensure that their players have a chance to play these games not only on PS4 and Xbox One, but on the next console generation on PS5 and Xbox Scarlett. We saw this with Grand Theft Auto 5. Huge sales on both the 360 and PS3 generation, and then when they moved over to PS4 and Xbox One, it'll be very interesting to see what out of these 5 titles from Ubisoft can maybe make that jump and sell well on both consoles, or is it just going to be one generation or the other? Very fun news coming from Ubisoft. Story number 2, Apex Legends Duos mode coming for a limited time. This story from GameSpot.com by Richard Wakeling. The story reads, Apex Legends is finally getting a Duos mode next week, though only for a short while. Developer Respawn Entertainment announced the news in a recent tweet, revealing that Duos will be arriving in the Battle Royale shooter on Tuesday, November 5th. The mode will only be available for a limited time, but Respawn didn't say when it will be removed. Do you remember back in the day when Respawn Entertainment came out with Apex Legends and we had the joke where you had to kick your 4th friend out of the group? Well, guess what? Respawn Entertainment just upped it a notch. They said, hey, kick your 3rd friend out of the group. It's time for only Duos mode. And I got to say, hey, I'm all about it. Kevin, you're kicked to the curb. Tagato, you and I, let's have some fun. And now for our final story of your Friday Hype Report story. Number 3, Nintendo Switch sales up 50%. This story from Kotaku.com by Brian Ashcroft. The story reads, the Nintendo Switch is doing quite well. According to the company's most recent financials, sales jumped 50% from July to September when compared to the same period last year. As Bloomberg reports, Nintendo sold 4.8 million Switch consoles during this period. Out of those, 1.95 million were Switch Lites. Game sales also increased 48% due to titles like The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. During the same quarter, operating profit increased to $615 million, which was higher than the company's estimates. Sale-wise, the Switch has already long passed the Wii U's 13.56 million, the GameCube's 21.74 million, and the Nintendo 64's 32.94 units sold, and is on pace to leap the SNES's 49.10 million and the NES's 61.91 million units sold. Well, it looks like Nintendo has found the answer with the Nintendo Switch. I gotta say, I love my Nintendo Switch. I love seeing people all around the globe enjoy their Nintendo Switches, and I gotta say, sometimes I get eager. I say to myself, you know what? I want to buy a Nintendo Switch Lite to go along with my Nintendo Switch, so I'm sure hundreds upon thousands of people are saying the same thing. The holiday period is soon upon us. Luigi's Mansion 3 just dropped, and Pokemon is shortly on the horizon, so I'm sure Nintendo will see an uptick continue as we hit that holiday period, and this console continues to get into the prime of its console's life. I gotta say, I'm loving this. I can't wait to see what Nintendo does next, but right now, bring on more games, bring on that Nintendo Switch XL, and let's sell as many units as possible. Let's get it, Nintendo. And with that, that will conclude today's Hype Report for Friday, November 1st, 2019. It's your boy, SnowBikeMike, reminding you, if you liked any of the gaming headlines that I brought to you today, please go to the show description below. I've left you all the article links there. You can give them a click and support those incredible games journalists around the globe. You have now been caught up for your Friday, and you're ready to celebrate the weekend. Oh, is this too early for this? I thought it was November. I thought we were celebrating the holidays. Too early. Too early. My bad. Everybody go have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. See ya.